This is the How to Change the World in 10 Seconds podcast, where we explore and discover ways to change our inner world and our outer world, and generally just make the world feel like a warmer, safer, and more kind place through things that take 10 seconds or less, things that are affordable, things that are grand gestures, and so many things that we can do just to make the world a better place. Hello, and thank you for joining me on the How to Change the World in 10 Seconds podcast. This episode is going to be a really fun story time of how someone changed my world, my perspective on life, and even introduced me to a new community. And I think this was a very kind thing to do and a very loving thing, because I believe that it's really important for us as people to grow mentally and physically and emotionally, and just be open to different cultures around us. I mean, that's one thing that makes the world smaller and feel more connected to others when maybe we don't understand other people's culture, but we at least know about it. Like, one example of this is when I went to Hawaii for a few weeks last year. I had no idea that the Hawaiians had their own language, or that they had trade winds where the wind's blowing at all time and it keeps you cool. So this happened last week. I was at a cigar bar hanging out and drinking my tea and just really enjoying the evening and relaxing and watching, I think football was on the TV, and just trying to learn about that. And this guy comes up to me and we're talking, enjoying some cigars and things like that. And he invites me to go to the celebration that he's in town for. It was the 75th anniversary of the Russian Orthodox Church. And granted, I had no idea that there was a such thing as Orthodox. I had no idea what that meant. I know it was traditional, but I didn't know there was an Orthodox church or even a community for Russians in the area. I live in Florida. So I thought that was very interesting. And my New Year's resolution was to try new things. So I wanted to add this to my list. I mean, I've tried a lot of things like flying lessons, trying to learn a new language, trying sushi, I tried sake. So to make a long story short, I decided to add this to my list. So I felt like this was a very kind thing to do, because obviously I'm not Russian, so just to give me the opportunity to explore something new and come to a special event, because it wasn't just a church service, but there was also a party after that you had to have an invite to, and he made sure I could go there, and there was drinks and dancing, and I had a really good time. So I'm saying all of this to say is maybe take 10 seconds out of your day and invite a coworker or a friend or someone in your life to experience something new. It doesn't have to be something big like a 75th anniversary party at your church. It could be maybe you bring a friend who's single, and it's Thanksgiving and they're not going anywhere because they live far from family. Invite them to Thanksgiving dinner, or maybe not even Thanksgiving dinner. Maybe you have a family and you've got a friend going through a breakup. Invite them to your normal dinner, or invite them out to brunch, or, maybe if you are celebrating Chinese New Year or something and you have a friend that's a normal American and they've never experienced a culture like that, maybe they would be open to that. So that's all for this story time. I thought it was pretty interesting. There's a lot more to share. If anybody's interested, I can share more about my experience at the church, but I had a great time. I mean, I don't speak Russian, but I really enjoyed the service. It was beautiful, very ceremonial, and it made me feel connected to something from a long time ago that I've never experienced, but I just thought that was awesome. So at the end of the day, your act of kindness to try is to give someone a new experience. Thank you so much for being with me today. I really appreciate you listening in and making an effort to make the world a better place, a more warm place, a safe place, and making us all more connected. You can do this again just by sharing the podcast, making a review, leaving a comment, answering polls, sharing on Instagram. I appreciate you guys helping me get the word out, and have a wonderful day.